like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dennis Sperling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dennis Sperling Podcast, tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies, hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, train the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off of haters. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Dennis Sperling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. It's the Blizzard King with the cold, hard truth. And I'd like to take a moment and reflect on a quote from the great American poet of Italian descent by the name of Sylvester Stallone. He said the following. He said, no matter how much you torment yourself with guilt, the past won't change. And no matter how much you consume yourself with anxiety, the future won't be altered. So don't ruin your present. Live in the now with determination and courage. Shout out to Slim. Shout out to Rocky. Hey, look, these words, they carry a powerful truth about life that I think is worth explaining. In our fast-moving world, it's easy to get stuck thinking about what could have been done differently, or worrying about what might happen next. And we replay past mistakes over and over and over again in our minds, and we wish we could somehow rewrite those moments. But at the same time, we stress about what the future might bring, and we let the fear and uncertainty control us. But when we do this, we miss something incredibly important, and that's the present moment. Think about this for a second. The past is like a finished book. We've already read it, and no matter how much we might want it to, change, right? We can't go back and change the story. What we can do is learn from it. And so, excuse me, I'll be right back. But again, what we can do is we can learn from it, okay? Our past experiences teach us lessons that shouldn't control how we feel or act today. Guilt, the feeling of regret and sadness about things we can't change. That's like carrying a heavy backpack, right? Full of stuff we don't need anymore. It weighs us down. And it's time to take that backpack off and focus on what's ahead. What we can do right, what we can do right now, and to make tomorrow better. And so let's talk about the future. The truth is, we don't know what's going to happen next. No matter how much we worry about it, we don't know. And worrying doesn't prepare us. It just steals our happiness in the right now, in the moment. See, the future is like a blank page. It's waiting to be written. And if we spend all our time stressing about what might go wrong, then we miss the chance to create something amazing in the present. So how do we live in the now with determination and courage? Look, when I cited Sylvester Stallone, and I think I might have a picture of old slide. Let me see if I got one. You guys who don't know, he used to be a really big star back in the day, and I know recently he has a TV show out called King of Tulsa, and I think it's pretty cool. I've watched the entire series, but back in the day, this man was a megastar. Okay. On top of that, you know, he comes from a generation where you have people who are very masculine, you know, and so I like to listen to the older fellas like that. But the thing is, fam, let's analyze this. The first thing we need to do is be mindful of the moment, and this means paying attention to what's happening right now. For example, instead of rushing through a meal, right? Instead of gulping it down, just take a second, enjoy the aroma, right? Really enjoy the taste of your food. When you're with friends or family, focus on their laughter and the good times. You know, focus on that moment you're sharing right now. Be mindful, okay? All right, it helps us to notice the little things that make life beautiful, because at the end of the day, it's really those little things. Here's another one. Follow your passions. Do what excites you. Okay, what makes you feel alive? Okay, whether it's creating art or playing sports, writing stories, or simply spending time with people you love. These moments bring happiness and it brings meaning to life. And when you do things you care about, it's easier to stay in the present. The other thing is, be kind to yourself. All right, nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. And that's okay. Life is full of ups and downs, and mistakes are part of that journey. Instead of being hard on yourself, treat yourself like you would a close friend, with kindness, with encouragement. Those are the things that you should do for yourself. And every day is a new chance to do better and grow. Look, the other thing, build connections with others. Life isn't meant to be lived alone. Share your thoughts, share your dreams, even your fears with people around you, people you love, people you trust. And having a support system makes life richer and reminds us that, you know, we're all in this together. When we let go of guilt about past and worries about the future, we free ourselves to focus on the only moment that truly matters, and that's right now. Somebody type right now in the chat room. See, every day is a gift, and you're not promised an endless amount of days. So when I say every day is a gift, I really mean that. Okay, and this is a gift that you'll never get again, because this day right now, it's not going to come again. So let's make the most of it. Live boldly, okay? Appreciate the little things. Cherish the people around you. And in the end, when I listen to this great actor's words, it reminds me that life isn't about perfecting the past or predicting the future. It's about fully living in the present. Let's carry that lesson with us, and let's make today unforgettable, okay? Now, in conclusion, let me remind you all of the story of Lot's wife. When and you know, shout out to all my good Christian brothers and sisters, man. You know, Uncle D loved the Lord. I love Jesus. I love the Bible. I'm an old school Southern Baptist. That's where I was raised, and that's how I'm gonna die, as a Southern Baptist. But and so I look back in these stories, and when I look at the story of Lot's wife, and when she and her family were fleeing the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, God gave them one simple command: don't look back. But despite that clear warning, Lot's wife couldn't resist turning around, and she looked back, clinging to life in the city that she was leaving behind. And in that moment, she was struck. She was transformed into a pillar of salt, a lifeless, unmoving symbol of what it means to be stuck in the past. And her story is more than a cautionary tale, family. It's a brutal reality. When you're consumed by your past, whether we're talking about something tragic or something magnificent, you deal with a lot of trauma as a child. You dealt with a lot of trauma as a young adult. You stuck there in the past. Or you were a great athlete 20, 30 years ago, and you lived a high life. Or you had a great time in high school or college. You're stuck in the past, and you're unable to let go of what was. And so you become like Lot's wife. You're paralyzed and stagnant, unable to move forward because you're constantly looking back, and you risk forfeiting the future that lies ahead. And the truth is, being trapped in the past doesn't just halt your progress, it destroys your potential. You may as well be a pillar of salt yourself, stuck in a place while the world moves on. And see, this fate is worse than death. Death is final, but being stuck in the past is living without truly living. It's a slow decay of your soul where regret and longing keeps you chained to a life that you can no longer change. It robs you of joy. It robs you of hope, and it robs you of the ability to create something new. Lot's wife serves as a stark reminder that the past is gone, good or bad. Let me say that again. You were the man or you were the woman 15, 20 years ago. You had the best life, but that's over. You were stuck in the penitentiary for 10 or 15 years of your life, and you had to deal with a lot of trauma. You suffered a lot of neglect as a child. You were mistreated as a child. You were mistreated as a young adult. That's over. What matters is what lies ahead. If you can't let go, you risk becoming a monument to everything you could have ever been, but never allowed yourself to become. Many people today are stuck in the past, not because they love it, but because they're afraid to move forward, or they don't know how. They relive their high school glory days or replay memories of a time when life was simpler or happier. You're stuck in the 90s. Why? Because the reality they live in today isn't what they want it to be. And the future feels like an uncertain, fearful subject. So they're paralyzed by what ifs. Somebody type what if in the chat room. And the fear of failing is something new. Got them paralyzed in their tracks. See, it's easy to stay anchored in the past where everything feels familiar. It's easy to do that than to take a leap into the unknown future that demands courage and resilience. But here's the hard, ice cold truth. Living in the past won't protect you from the future. It only ensures you'll remain trapped, unable to grow or thrive. I'm not saying you shouldn't remember the past. It's always important to acknowledge where you've been, the lessons you learned, and the good memories you made, but don't live there. What was is no longer. Or should I say, you are unburdened by what was. The past is like a chapter in the book. You've read it, you shaped the story, but the plot is still moving forward. You can't write the next page if you're stuck reading the last one. Moving forward requires courage. It takes strength to face the unknown and accept that the life you imagine might not align with your current reality. But it's only by stepping into uncertainty that you give yourself the chance to build something better. Clinging to the past because you're afraid of the future is like sitting in a car with your foot on the brake, refusing to drive. You might feel safe, but you're not going anywhere. There was a famous story about Ragnar Lothbrok, one of the greatest Vikings of Norway. It was on the History Channel, and one of the most profound quotes that I really picked up was he said, the reason we don't look backwards when we're walking forward is because we're not going there. And that has a very similar story to Lot's wife. Don't let the story of Lot's wife become your story. Her inability to let go of the past cost her everything. Don't let that same fate befall you, family. Look back only to learn and to honor your journey, but live in the present and step boldly into your future. What lies ahead may be challenging. I'm absolutely sure it will be. But it also holds the promise of growth and new opportunities and the life you were meant to live. So family, don't let fear chain you to what was. Be courageous, move forward. This is the Blizzard King with the cold, hard truth, and I'm out.
Dennis Sperling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.